Hello, this is Kate from Clear Blue Tarot, coming to you today with a reading for Cancer. It is a timeless reading, and I'm starting by just showing you the Celtic cross spread that I have laid out for today's reading, so that if you would like to refer back to the spread and pause it at all to see exactly what I'm talking about the position of the cards. I do try to raise up the cards as I do the reading so that you can see what I'm talking about as I go along. But a friend of mine suggested to me that it would be helpful for her to see the whole layout in that way at the beginning. So sorry about the awkward moving about. I'm going to ring one of the crystal bowls over here to start clearing the energy before I go into discussing the cards. I'm going to ring the crown chakra bowl. Beautiful. So beautiful. Hello. So welcome to your reading, Cancer, or anyone who might be tuning in, cross watchers, or anyone who's drawn to the title. Hopefully this will be applicable. So we're starting off your reading here in the center with the Eight of Wands and the Wind. So what's happening in the center here, which is representing you at this current time, is some sort of messages. In this Enchanted Tarot deck, it's messages of love. So perhaps you're sending out messages of love or receiving back messages of love. It doesn't have to be romantic love, although there are some cards here that indicate perhaps it is. So you are sending out some messages of love or receiving, or both. Could be a mutual thing. And the wind is the winds of change. So in some areas of your life, there is a change happening brought on by these messages. What's crossing you is the Queen of Swords. So that she is represented by, in this deck, she's an unmarried woman. She's known more as a sister than a lover. She does not have a partner of a king. She is single. So perhaps this is indicating that whomever is having these messages and this winds of change maybe was challenged by being in that role of being single for a long time. And she also can be very blunt, direct, sharp-tongued. So being a challenge there, it could be a challenge to gentle yourself down into this love and feel more of the romance and more of the love, gentle, kind, nurturing, beautiful emotions rather than this tough cookie. So that's where we're at in the center. In your recent past, I have the Coyote Spirit from the Animal, Colette Baron reads the Spirit Animal Oracle book. And that I clarified with the Doreen Virtue Angel card Enchantment, and also the Spirit Animal, no, not the Spirit Animal Oracle, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit guidebook. I got the Sea Serpent. So this was an interesting past that you've just been having. The Coyote Spirit is divine detours. So it's basically saying maybe you were frustrated or confused in the recent past by why what you were trying to go towards wasn't working out, or what you thought was a great thing ended up being not a great thing. And what it's saying is the universe knows better than you. So you may have not thought something was a good idea or a good outcome, but it was necessary for you to be able to really appreciate what is happening now, what's coming in now. You needed to go through this, especially because being clarified by the enchantment, which is represented by the unicorn next to the tree in the forest, and the sea serpent, which is the serpent eating its tail, and it's representative of your chakra that has to do with creativity. It's the second chakra, creativity, sexuality, expressions of these things. You needed to work on some things having to do with this. The sea serpent means you need to embrace yourself like a mother would and love yourself, whatever your desires are, whatever is coming forth from this chakra that's showing you what you are interested in, what you're desiring, either creatively with your life or sexually, or who you want to partner up with, what you like. That is saying love yourself like a mother would love her child, no matter who their child was, no matter what their child wanted to do in the world, wanted to be. And the enchantment card is about the magic of tree hugging, seeing magic in the wilderness, in the nature. So it could be embracing your own sense of magic and wonder. Maybe you were seeing signs and synchronicities while you were in this divine detour and while you were discovering this kundalini rising of new desires that maybe you didn't know you had. So that's in your recent past. Your foundation is the moon. So this relates to this as well. The moon is the aspect of ourselves that is subconscious. So maybe because your subconscious rose up with this frustration of the coyote, stirred up this subconscious moon-like energy into fruition of discovering yourself, discovering things that were hidden down in your subconscious came up to light. So what's crowning you is really cool. I got the Two of Air clarified by the Two of Swords. So this is the same card, but two different decks. So in the Good Tarot, Colette Baron Reed, the Two of Air means making a choice and being very happy about it, very free. You've made the choice. You're feeling this uplifting energy of having made this decision. Whereas the Two of Swords is more about trying to remain balanced and using your intuition to make this decision. Almost going into it blindly, meaning using your intuition and your heart instead of your head. So that's a double message up there in the crown. So you're definitely making some big decisions for some change. Your near future, I got the Hierophant clarified by the Abundance card, okay? So what that's saying to me is whatever you have done has helped you learn about the abundance of the universe to provide you with what you're desiring. That you don't have to limit yourself the way that society conventions, as typically in the Hierophant card, represents traditional values. Perhaps you're realizing that you can have what you want because with the abundant universe, everything is available, and that you will find, or you have found, maybe with this Eight of Wands, you found someone that's matching you for sort of a traditional relationship based on a commitment, but because of whatever you've discovered about yourself that might be unusual, it's taking the belief in the abundance of the universe to welcome in someone who's a perfect match for you, rather than thinking that it needs to be the way that maybe you were taught. You're having to open your mind to, even though you're unusual, even though there's something different about what you can create and what you desire, there is, in the abundance of the universe, a perfect partner that you can commit to regardless. Okay. I'm sorry, it took me a second to figure out how to word what I wanted to say. So in the base of this last row here in the cross, I do have the messenger of earth, and that's the energy that you're embodying within yourself. Now, the Messenger of Earth in the Good Tarot, she's a warrior. She's very strong. She has the antlers on her head, which represents so many things. I mean, it's connection to the divine, but because she's the messenger of the earth, she's connected to the earth. So she's holding a staff. She's very balanced between heaven and earth. She's a real warrior woman. So you are feeling very strong and capable of making these choices that you're setting out to make. And what the world is seeing is the world, which is the end of a cycle. It's obvious that the world is going to see you make a change. Something that has been happening in your life is now done, and there's a new beginning, a big new beginning, because that's the last card in the tarot before it begins again. So you're about to set off on the Fool's Journey. You're just wrapping up the past. Your hopes card is the Lovers in the Good Tarot. And in this card, it is, like I said before, the gentleness of love is needing to happen for you rather than this sharp-tongued, tough cookie Queen of Swords that's challenging you as having been perhaps who you've been acting like up until now, till this change of this new love coming in. So you're asked to be hopeful that you can lay down with the lion because you're so gentle that you tame your beast, along with whatever subconscious stuff has come up from this moon. Your final outcome, I have the Child from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, clarified by the Trust card, okay, from the Soul's Journey. So the Child is about seeing the world with fresh new eyes, being born again, being brand new, and setting off with that childlike wonder that, you know, is very much represented also by this enchantment card. So believe in the magic, believe in things being completely different from what you have already experienced, because everything is new and everything is needing for you to trust. The Trust card says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So sometimes when things are in the subconscious that come up to be purged and you get these divine detours from the coyote, you sometimes you have lost some trust or faith in the universe because your karma from other lifetimes was given to you and you had to resolve those things before you could start over with new trust and faith. And that's sort of the challenge that we have here as humans, is no matter what happens, to allow ourselves to be reborn and to have hope and trust and faith again. So that's what this spread is telling you, is let go of the past, trust the winds of change are blowing you in the direction of something beautiful and wonderful, and embrace it with this sense of magic and wonder, and truly let go of anything cynical or jaded from past experiences so that you can really enjoy where you're at right now. Okay? That's your reading. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next time, I hope. Thank you, Cancer.